Hey y'all, Abigail here, and today hands are on my mind. I'm going to try something a bit different for y'all today. Some of the feedback that I've received has included that you would like to hear me read some of my blog entries. While I get that I haven't been the most faithful blogger, I think that's an awesome idea because truly I enjoyed the video portion of On My Mind more so than the blogging portion. So thanks for that awesome suggestion. I'm going to start with the narration of today's blog entry that is titled The Hand. I hope you enjoy. I am a tactile lover. I discovered this about myself about 10 years ago. I had always known I liked touching, but it wasn't until I had children that I realized just how much. I then started to analyze my touching and need for touch and came to the realization that through touch I show and best receive love. This makes me a hugger and a kisser. A big joke is that after a recent 50th wedding anniversary party, I was sick for a week. I couldn't help but laugh because every single person I told I was not feeling well had the same response. Well, maybe you shouldn't have kissed everyone on the mouth, Abigail. I can't help it. I'm a tactile lover. Being a tactile lover, I am constantly touching my children's hair, hugging them, holding their hands, softly stroking their arms and legs, rubbing all over their faces, scratching their backs, and kissing them. Oh yeah, they totally love it. No, actually, they really do. And the reason why I think they do is because they grew up this way. I have to remember that their friends may not have tactile parents. I'll go to lean in for a hug or a kiss goodnight with one of the children's friends when they're over for a slumber party and have often been taken aback with the response. I now head that awkward moment off at the pass by proclaiming my love for touch in advance and warning them that I am going in for the hug. It makes me so overwhelmed with joy and happiness when these same friends race up to me in the pickup line or at a game and give me the biggest hug. I mean, body smushed as close as possible to mine, arms wrapped as tight as the little arms can, and call me their favorite non-mom. We need touch. I have read and heard of countless studies on touch and the need by humans for this simple, free, life-giving measure. Volunteers holding and rocking newborns in adoption centers who may otherwise lay in a bassinet for days without being caressed. Cats and dogs brought into nursing homes and their therapeutic effect on the elderly or sick. It is hardwired in us as a form of affection and connection to another's human spirit. Enter my cat. Oh boy, this cat is my miracle cat, and we decided over a month ago that she would no longer be an outdoor kitty, but rather hang inside with us through the winter months at least. Her name is Elaine, and she's a 14-year-old tabby. She squeaks rather than meows, and often forgets when she is eaten. But one thing this old gal never forgets to do is race upstairs and stake her claim on the bed when she thinks it's bedtime. She then proceeds to sleep wrapped up on your head, literally curled up right at the tippy top of your head. When you move, she moves. And every time you move, she expects you to pet her with each roll, and I roll a lot. She also has this thing for hands. If you have a hand exposed in the bed, she will find it. And she proceeds to rub her head against it until it is sufficiently petting and loving her. I literally have to hide my hands under the covers to get her to lay down and let me rest. For the last several weeks, I've been finding myself becoming more and more agitated with this bad bed behavior. This morning, as I lay in bed rubbing Elaine and listening to her squeak, I had a revelation. Elaine is a tactile lover. Sounds pathetic that I'm just realizing this, right? I mean, you knew that from the first time I mentioned her in this blog. But it dawned on me this morning that she seeks out my hand for the touching she craves, wants, and needs. In return, she uses her head to rub me and give me the tactile love that I crave, want, need. She seeks out my hands. She seeks out what gives her love. How often are we the ones looking for a hand? Walking all over the bed looking, searching, and sniffing out the one thing that we have come to count on for the love that we as a human being need. There are a multitude of hands that I seek. I seek the voice of my sister when I need someone to say, fall, it's okay, or jump, will catch you should you fall. I seek out the arms of my babes and their eyes that never fail me when I need a mommy, I love you. I seek out the friendliness of strangers at the grocery store, the motivation of my best gym buddies, the funny comics posted on Facebook, the compassion of a teacher, the fantasy of a tabloid, and the silent snuggle when I just need to let the world stand still for a moment. You are thinking about your hand right now, aren't you? What you look for every day that gives you pleasure, comfort, love. I wish for you the knowledge of your hand, if for no other reason than to give you an appreciation for it, as I have come to know for mine. As for me and Elaine, when she bolts past me on the stairs tonight to get to the bed first and wait for me to crawl in so she can begin the tormenting, I will leave my hand exposed and love her, smiling knowingly as I think about the day that is drawing to an end and all the things that I race past in excitement just to get to the hand.